Hi, we're Amber and Tony from New Zealand. We bought an ex-rental canal boat in France at the beginning of 2019. We go over to Europe each year for 4 months to travel the waterways, exploring the little forgotten highways of France and Belgium. We finished our season last year in September and put our boat at Martin-Bashur in a secure shed in the tiny town of Dixmude in Belgium, which is around about 40 k's up from Dunkirk. This year we are going a month earlier than we usually do in April, so we can catch the tulip season and go to Kerkenhoff. Hi everybody, welcome to our next season. I think it's season 6, season 5, I don't know, I'll tell you what it is anyway. And Tony is just about to leave to go to Brussels to get connected back to the boat, which is in Dixmude in Belgium. And we are flying through Dubai, which is a little bit tricky this year, but we will just going to go. We're feeling that it's all good and we should be fine. And we're going to be in Belgium for about a month and then head back down to France. That is our plan. But first of all, we're going to meet with Tony after 2 weeks. He's going to be there for 2 weeks, working on the boat. What are you going to be doing? You're going to be
anti-foul, raw water pump, new bilge pumps, and some brackets on the top of the sliding roof. That's probably all I'll get to.
So that's for his 2 weeks before myself and our children fly over, and we're going to meet him in Amsterdam, and we're going to be going to the Kerkenhoff Tulip Festival, which will be very cool.
Yeah, it will be.
And we're going to spend 3 days in Amsterdam. That's all we can sort of do this year, and then head to the boat. And then we're going to travel through Belgium, and then the kids will leave after 3 weeks, and we'll head back into France.
See you over there.
So I've just dropped Tony off to the airport, and I will not see him for 2 weeks. And he is flying through Dubai, which I have been a little bit anxious about, just with all the upheaval there at the moment, and just praying that it'll all go okay, and that he'll be okay. So I'm very pleased to say that Tony has arrived safely in Brussels. He is absolutely knackered, but he has arrived and I'm very much relieved. And so he's in a hotel for the night, and then he will catch the train tomorrow morning to the boat, and then he'll start getting the boat ready for us. I, in the meantime, am racing off to work. I'm teaching all day, and then trying to finish off a big painting before I go. At the end of last year, we left the boat with my cover I had made on my sewing machine, and while we were home in New Zealand, we organised for it to be remade professionally with a lot better material.
Okay, after a few long days of travelling, finally at Dixmude. Boat looks in awesome condition so far. New cover looks fantastic. Just about to jump in and have a look.
Over the next 2 weeks, Tony was really busy with jobs. He had to repaint the new anti-fouling on the boat, putting in some new charging spots around the boat for all our electronics, packed away the cover and stowed it under the back bed. We're all a little bit jaded. So we have been bumped off our flight and we've got a 19-hour delay and we're being put up in a hotel. So we're in a little car being taken to the hotel. So we have made it to the hotel after about an hour in the queue at the counter, trying to get our room allocated with all the other people. And we are all very, very tired. So we've just made it all the way to Amsterdam. Woohoo! So we have made it to the hotel, which is very funky, right on the water. We are off to Kerkenhoff, which is very exciting, and just getting picked up by the Uber to get us to the ferry station to cross the canal. So we're just catching the ferry this morning over to this big building here to get our tickets and catch our bus out to Kerkenhoff. The ferry is a free ferry and it goes every 10 minutes, I think. Everybody's leaving. So we have got here at 8 and the bus leaves at 9, so there's quite a queue already. So I would say keeping up your tickets, give yourself a good hour. The Kerkenhoff season runs from March the 19th to May the 10th in 2026, only 7.5 weeks. Annually, 1.4 million enthusiastic visitors come to Kerkenhoff. It comprises of well over 250 hectares, which includes the bulb fields, and with 7 million flowers planted annually. The original gardens were designed in 1857, but in 1949, 20 leading flower growers and exporters decided to use the estate to exhibit spring flower bulbs, signalling the birth of Kerkenhoff, opening in 1950, and it was an instant success. So we have the gardeners who are deheading as they're going around. They're just tidying it, keeping it in its perfect condition. So you can see they have push mowers just because it's such a huge job, and it's really considerate because there's no noise of mowers. It's great. They do a great job. We spent 6 hours at Kerkenhoff for the day. It was just amazing. There were restaurants which were extremely clean and great facilities. I would definitely go early though. So that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. We thoroughly have enjoyed Kerkenhoff. It was a wonderful experience and would definitely recommend it to anybody.